Hi, I'm Ken with Basement Waterproofing Specialist. What you're looking at here is one of the systems we've perfected. Our specialty is stone foundations, whether they be old farmhouses or just simply an old home. One of the things we just did was dig out an old stone foundation crawl space, convert it into a basement, made it completely dry and usable as a rec room. We also put an outside entrance in, so now you've got another 1,100 square feet of space. One of the problems with stone foundations, they're a great foundation, is water comes through around the mortar joints and a lot of the parging has fallen off. 10, 15 years later, somebody reparges the walls, but they still fall off. And the problem with that is the water's penetrating through. We've developed a system specifically for this foundation. And what we do is we take a heavy 10 mil heavy-duty vapor barrier, lay it against the wall. We then take wire steel lath and we mechanically fasten it into the rock. By then we do a scratch coat and a finish coat of concrete. This is your finished coat. Now this has been on that particular board about 10 years in and outside of about 200 trucks, and it's still in perfect shape. Water is still going to come in. It hits the back of the vapor barrier. It runs down under the ground. We tie it into a special French drain system specifically designed for stone foundations. The basement now is dry. You can actually put wainscoting against it, and it's a finished basement. For this and any other water management problems you might have, stone foundations, structural problems of any kind, or mold remediation problems, the only person to call is my family's company, Basement Waterproofing Specialist. I'll treat you like you're my family. Hi, I'm Ken with Basement Waterproofing Specialist, and today we're going to be talking about foundation repair. One thing we're going to specialize in right now is poured concrete walls. Traditionally, with poured concrete walls, you'll see a crack that goes down the wall, and most of the time, general contractors, waterproofing contractors, will fill the crack in with some type of epoxy. They'll either drill holes every 6 to 8 inches, squirt the epoxy in the wall, or they'll fill the crack in. And in rare cases, they'll take a strap called a carbon fiber strap and glue it across the crack. The epoxy will actually stop the water for a period of time, but when you get expansion and contraction with temperatures and changes, the crack has a tendency to separate, and that'll tear the coatings. At the same time, from a structural point of view, that does not address the structural repair. Even your carbon fiber strap, which is pretty strong, has a tendency not to rip, but the adhesive that's applied to the carbon fiber will strip off the wall, and you'll have a wall that separates. One of the big concerns with a poured concrete wall crack, it might stay dormant for years, or the crack might continue and go down into the footer. The footer is the framework of what holds the concrete wall in place. Now, most of the time that's not happening, but there is a possibility that does. What we do is we guarantee for the life of the structure of your home that that wall will not move. What we'll try to do is dig the outside of the house up, and we take a 304 stainless plate. This has a 90,000 pound tensile strength, and on the outside of the wall, after we fill the crack in and we seal it, we'll then use 6-inch bolts and bolt it into the wall, and we'll epoxy the plate on the outside. Most importantly, this plate prevents the foundation from separating and prevents the footer from potentially cracking. While we're on the outside, what we also do is dig down to the footer, and we'll underpin the footer while we're there, just as a secondary precaution. There are times when we can't do this procedure on the outside because there might be patios and decks, and then what we would do is we would take the stainless steel plates and put them on the inside. As I said, 90,000 pound tensile strength, that wall's not moving anywhere, and that's the proper way to fix a poured concrete wall. If this was my family's house, that's what they get and no less. For this and any other waterproofing, water management, mold remediation, or structural repairs, please call Basement Waterproofing Specialist. We'll be there for you.
waterproofing specialists, and I'm here with Larry Levitz. We're in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and we're at the completion of a 70-foot foundation replacement as well as interior waterproofing system. And Larry, why don't you tell us briefly what led you to call us to come to your house for this project?
Well, we had water damage, severe water damage. The whole wall from down here, at least half of it, cracked, literally cracked, from here to this side to the front of the house wall to where you see the renovation.